Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, January 29th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. So we've got a one-day scare, apparently, with the comeback that occurred on Tuesday, closing back above the 127.08 formation. This is actually 127.07 on the weekly chart. I'll let you choose which number you pick. They're a tick apart. We also closed above Monday's high. And so you've got a key reversal low here that is likely to play out over the next week or two into the upper 140s. And yes, as we continue into later February, into March, 162.26 wouldn't surprise me. But I do think there's going to be challenges on the way up. Opportunities for day traders, opportunities for 3 to 5 day swing traders. What you see here is really holding above 127.08. Now I call 128.40 the high of Monday, your key reversal low. In other words, we broke to a new low following, the high that was put out in early January, and in the very same day we closed above the previous day's low. That is a bullish engulfing pattern in candlestick speak, and it is an indication of an oversold market, one that is inclined for higher activity over the next week or two, 147.77, and yes, over the next month or two, 162.26. I think those are realistic. But on the way up, we do have a former channel bottom today at 134.35 that can contain daily buying pressures. If you are long, if you went long on the closing bell or near in the last 10 minutes of the day on Tuesday, and that was in the closing minutes of the day, an opportunity to go along with the settlement back above that horizontal channel at 127.08. You may, if you're a 1 to 2 day swing trader, hold out for 134.35, which I see as likely today. Or maybe you'll hold out over the next week or two for 147.77, which I think is also a realistic objective now following the settlement on Tuesday back above the 127.08 formation. Now on the way up, 134.35, well suited to contain daily buying pressures. We may even fall away from there into later week. We could then fall back into the 127 handle on an intraday basis. So I think this is kind of your ping pong for the day. If we happen, though, to push, especially if we were to open, which I see as highly unlikely, but if we were to push or open above 134.35, we could continue on up at 140.01 as a Fibonacci level that we actually don't show. I really think if we close above 134.35, you can anticipate within 3 to 5 days 147.77, which can contain buying on a weekly basis. And that kind of covers the upside. Once again, if we were to close above 147.77, then I would expect that longer-term channel at 162.26 within just another week or two. Now, longer term, the fact that the market rejected the sell signal, apparently, on Tuesday by closing back above that classic horizontal channel bottom, that was a classic setup, really, for 104.28. And if you do then close back above it, you cannot ignore the likelihood for continued gains. I don't want to be outlandishly bullish. I'm not. What I do think is realistic is 147.77 over the next 1 to 2 weeks, where we could run into some real trouble on a weekly basis, fall away again. This is dropping weekly into the lower 140s over the next couple of weeks. If we close above it, then we have another nice 2 to 3 week buy signal to what remains at 162.26 and climbing weekly. So these are the structures that I think are important to the upside, and holding above this 127.08 formation will keep all of that in reach as we continue through February trade. Now, for the downside, I still have 125.35. I've reduced that to a minor point. It may actually capture intraday selling below 127.08, but I'm really going on a close-by-close basis. Yes, if we close today back below 127.08, we can ease back. I mean, with the present volatility the way it is, we still could see 104.28 by the end of next week if we settle below 127.08. Now, we are back in the bullish column by a hair, having closed just above 127.08, having closed above Monday's 128.40 high. That does skew everything into the bullish column, into anticipating 147.77 over the next week or two, and to anticipating 134.35 over the next day or two, probably today. And if we close above 134.35, the 1 to 2 week objective at 147.77 likely within 3 to 5 days. But if we ease back, fall back, close below 127.08, 114.50 in reach by Friday's close, 104.28 by the end of next week. And I'm not expecting that. I let the market tell me what to do. And prior to closing above 127.08, I saw this as a significant sort of shaking of the tree, shaking out the longs. The market's still bullish longer term, NVIDIA, no doubt about it. You've got this channel bottom at 104.47 that, if tested over the next 1 to 3 weeks, can absorb selling into possibly through the second quarter. And from here, we can round to new highs. This is a higher high, higher low pattern above 104.47. In other words, this market remains bullish through the second quarter above 104.47. It's just that having closed Tuesday back above 127.07 after having closed Monday below it does reject it, does shake off the bearish sentiment, and does indicate 147.77 over the next week or two. But we are so close to possibly falling back and closing below 127.08. And if you want to use the weekly chart at 127.07, be my guest. Closing back below this area, yes, within a week or two, 104.28 would not surprise me. And that is an area that should be acted on aggressively for not only covering a short position that may exist at that time, but more importantly, to go long NVIDIA. That is your next buy opportunity on weakness, and you can see appreciable gains off of 104.47 in the months to follow. On Tuesday, WickedStocks.com put out a stock pick on Equifax, the large credit reporting bureau. We are right on the edge of a significant buy signal, and we present all the conditions necessary for that. A solid 20-25% return in short order would be expected. If that buy signal were to elicit, we give you all the conditions necessary, and you can see it for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. You'll also see the next stock pick that'll come out tomorrow, Thursday. We do 2 a week. We also do weekly Apple stock. We've been killing it in Apple for the last few months. We also do daily Triple Q, daily SPY, weekly S&P 500, and weekly NASDAQ 100 analysis. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Thursday's NVIDIA report, and you have a fantastic day.